welcome to scr1tno Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon. I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 3 cats and a dog. Currently the dog is in the room with me, the cats are not, so hopefully we'll not get too many cat interruptions today. This is episode 46 and today is Friday the 28th of February 2020. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is my podcast about me getting through my whips, and if you are new to the podcast, I'll do a quick rundown. Basically I do a rolling rotation of whips. So I do it over 6 days, not 7, because I'm busier on some days than others. And I do I do the projects in order. So there's day 1 to 6, and day 1 is socks, day 2 is shawl. So you'll see that as I'm going through. And it's my way of actually getting some progress on everything rather than just getting one thing done. Because I get bored and I am a butterfly. So firstly, apologies for missing last week. If you are a regular viewer, you know that I attended a family funeral last week, and I have to admit that once we got back we were all so drained that I was just not up to podcasting, so I'm really sorry I missed last week. I am going to try and get back onto my weekly podcast from this week. That is my ambition. I missed by a day this week already, so you know I am here today. It's my day off on a Friday, and I am going out tonight, which is really exciting, but I'll get into that life stuff in the end. So let's get into the first section, which is admin. So admin, the podcast has a Ravelry group. It's the scr1tno Knitting Project. It has an amazing moderator called Katie, who is always in there. She's always chatting. She's absolutely fab. So say hi to Katie. I pop in if you get a little love. It's normally me. I read everything. I don't necessarily get time to comment. My day job has recently got very busy. And it's not leaving me as much time as I used to have to pop in and out of the Ravelry group. But I do read everybody's comments, and it's a lovely group of people in there. We've got a swap thread because we are doing a year-long knit-along. Every week I get that wrong, don't I? A year-long knit-along for a square a day blanket. So whether that's a cozy memory blanket, a quilt, or in case of a close friend of mine, a granny stripe. I guess it ends up as a giant square in the end. I was chatting to her at the weekend and she's making good progress on it, bless her. So it's great. It's an incentive for us all to get a blanket by the end of the year. As part of that, there is a swap thread. It's not run by me and Katie, it's entirely run by you guys, but basically just post in there that you're willing to swap and then DM each other and sort it out. It doesn't necessarily have to be swaps, it's whatever you're happy with. If you've got a load of scraps and you can't make a project bag, swap it for a project bag. Anything like that, whatever you want to do, it's entirely up to you guys to arrange. But I know definitely of one successful swap, so if you have swapped, let me know. I would love to know that we've had some successful swaps, but I have had one that I know about and it looks amazing. So yeah, that's that. And then obviously, as I said, we have the year-long knit-along, which is the hashtag scr1tno square a day cal, and it is literally we are knitting a square a day on our cozy memory blankets. Whips are allowed, and the idea is that when we check in, before check-ins a year, the first one will be at the end of March, so theoretically we'll have 91 squares. So if you have 91 squares or more, it's fine if you've got more, you will be eligible to go into a prize draw. And at the moment we have a yarn bowl, some stitch markers and some minis to go in there. So that will be this sort of quarters check-in. So we'll do that on the 1st of April. We'll all post our pictures. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I think that's it for admin. I am thinking of doing another knit along. Did I mention that here? Yeah, I'll mention that here. I have I'm starting to work on my Curious Handmade shawl, which is my Maytham shawl. Now, has anybody that watches the podcast got an outstanding shawl whip? It doesn't have to be Curious Handmade, it just has to be an outstanding shawl whip, because I'm thinking that what we might do from the 1st of March to the end of April is do a let's get these shawls sorted out whip along between then and the end of the month. So let me know if you'll be interested in that, because I've certainly got one. I don't think I'll get it finished by the end of April, but I'd like to knit along with other people. So if you've got a shawl that you think you can start as a whip on the 1st of March and finish by the 30th of April, then perhaps we could have a little knit along for that too. Let me know what you think. Either message me or in the comments below is probably the easiest. That's what I was going to do. New section in the admin. I was going to go through my comments from last time. So Ginny, my lovely friend Ginny, what beautiful yarns. You always pick such pretty pastel shades. I couldn't bear to buy such lovely yarn and then distash it. Yeah, I know that feeling. Once it gets into my paws, it stays there. Yeah, my de-stash was literally more, when you do clubs, you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. I have learnt very much to buy clubs from people I know I'm going to like the yarn from. That is a tip I would give you. Also, some of it is that my taste changed. Now, this goes back to my conversation at the beginning of the year about using our precious skeins. Not just in knitting either, actually. I've got a few tops I never wear. Like this jumper. I knitted it and then I'm like, oh, I can't wear that. I need to keep it for best. No. Wear it. You know, best may never happen. Or, in the case of some of my yarn, my tastes have changed, and something I loved 2 years ago, I'm like, oh, I'm not so keen on that now. This is silly. Let's use all these. If it's your favourite, use it first. I think that's kind of my philosophy. So yeah, that's what's happening with that. So right now I've got Helen. All the best for the funeral today. Thank you. What do you do for work that keeps you on call? I work for a property management company, and people keep breaking our properties. It's great fun. At the moment, my constant battle at the moment is utility companies. Don't get me started. Loving your podcast and how you break your projects down to days. Thank you. Yes, it's the only way I can do it. I have to be organised. I am more of an organised person than I care to admit. Jackie, I love your podcast and your lovely projects. You're so organised. And what a great idea to have a day for each project. It's lovely for us because we get to see progress each week. I love your habitation blanket and your cosy memory blanket. They're gorgeous. Thank you. I'm glad you feel that way, because I do worry that it might be a bit boring, bearing in mind you do see the same thing every week, but hopefully you do see some progress on it. And we all know that I'm a butterfly, so there's chances are there's a new cast on anyway. Jean, my lovely friend Jean. Okay, so big question. How many jelly roll socks have you made? No idea. I have absolutely no idea. If you would like to go onto my Ravelry page and count them up for me, that would be cool. But there will be a lot more being made. In fact, there was a sock set that I unearthed during a tidy up this week that is definitely going to be jelly rolls, and there's going to be 2. I'm really excited about them. Since that mini is calling Christmas colours, you put it with you. Yeah, I agree. I am definitely going to put it with my Christmas ones, 100%. What I might do is, on a week I'm shorter of content, is show you my Christmas minis, but this is not that week. Oh, thank you. Vivette, lovely podcast. So glad you like the stitch markers, Viv. Yeah, I did. I love the stitch markers. They're beautiful. Viv has a podcast as well. It's Sit and Knit with Vivette. Go check her out. She's really sweet. And Evelyn, love your snow globes. Thank you. At some point, because I've promised my friend Helen, I am going to go through my snow globes there and sort of start them all up, because they'll play tunes and do things. But my youngest daughter wants to do that with me, so we're going to do a standalone video for that. And at some point, that's going to go in when I'm doing monthly vlogs. That'll go in as a monthly vlog. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Right, I think that's it for admin. So day 1 is socks, and I have a finished object. I finished Meg's Jenny Rolls. Now this is a yarn by Lay Family Yarn. It's called By the Fireside, and it was dyed by Nick Lay, and that's Mr. Lay Family Yarn. And I think they are one of the prettiest pairs of jelly roll socks I have ever made. They are super pretty, and Meg absolutely adores them. She can actually have them now as well. She's been banned from grabbing them until after I did the podcast, bless her. But, oh, they are so pretty. They really are. They're beautiful. So I'm really, really pleased how they came out. Really pleased. So that's jelly rolls there. The jelly roll pattern is by a pattern by Marie Catherine Briner. She has one that's not quite so detailed, which is called the Rose City Rollers, which is a free pattern. The jelly roll one is a paid for pattern. But yeah, I absolutely adore that. So that's my finished object, and I have got a few socks on the go. So first of all, I think these are all Sherry Iris bags actually, that's just a coincidence. Living in my lavender Sherry Iris bag is my Cozy Memory sock. Now I am using a paint box palette from Eden Cottage yarns for my Cozy Memory blanket. Actually I won't do that, I'll leave that in there. And as part of it, as part of my memory Cozy Memory blanket, and they're little tiny, I think they're only like 3 grams or 5 gram balls. So the ones that I've got left over, I decided I would make into a scrappy sock. So I did the pinks, so that's the pinks, and now I'm in the greens. And I ran out of green yarn, so I've got that much left. Just as I was on the final 3 rows of my toe. So it's going to have a tiny little different colour green on the toe. But I don't mind, I just think they're great. Aren't they brilliant? So the next sock will start with the green, and then I think it's going into blue. That's a needle cozy from Craft House Magic. And yeah, I really like these. So I'm just literally, on the days I'm using the Eden Cottage yarn, so it's every other day on my Cozy Memory blanket, I'm just whipping that into this sock. So it's like taking me about 10 minutes to do it. That's nearly finished, that'll be nearly the first sock. Then, which direction should I go in? I should go in that direction, I think. Hanging out in my lovely Sherry Iris bag that Sherry embroidered an S for me on, I have got Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, which is a colourway from Woolly Goodness. So I've already done the first sock, which is that one there. It's got a little stitch marker, progress keeper on it from Copo stitch markers. So that's the first sock. It's really pretty, it's really sparkly. I don't know whether you can see how sparkly it is on the camera. And then I had just cast on, I haven't put progress keeper on this actually, I had just cast on the rib there, and then I did this whilst at Unravel. So I've done a whole leg and I've turned the heel. At least I hope I've turned the heel. I haven't turned the heel. I'm halfway through turning the heel. That'll be fun to pick up, won't it? I'm turning the heel. There we go, on the second sock. So these are Christmas socks. Once I have them finished, they will go in my Christmas box of socks till next year. Well, tin of socks. It's a Christmas tin of socks. So that's that one. And then also living in here is my next cast on. So again, when I was planning for Unravel, I was like, oh, I don't know what socks I want to take. I know, I'll cast on something new, because that's me. And then I was like, well, that's silly, because that's on the leg stage. I might as well take this and actually do this. So that's what I took, and that's what I actually worked on. But because I wasn't going to do that, I cast this on. Now this is just an opal cream, again, which I found whilst tidying up, and this was one of the things I wanted to buy at Unravel, was some undyed sock yarn so I could do cuffs, heels and toes. So this is a good thing about tidying out. There we go. So I just cast it on, and it's going to go with this. Now this was an acquisition for this week as well, so I thought I'd show it here because it's in the bag. This is from Giddy Yarns, and it's called Hopeless Romantic. Isn't that beautiful? So it's going to go with the lovely cream heels, toes and cuffs. And yeah, so that will be my next cast on for my sock when I have got this one off the needles, because this is going to be my plain sock grab knitting. I am going to the theatre tonight, so I am going to pop that sock in my handbag and take it with me, not in a project bag and not with a pair of scissors, because I did that once and thought, well, this is a silly idea when you're going to the theatre. So lastly, on my sock whips, now this is the Sherry Iris Love is in the Air set. So if you've not knit yours up and you don't want to see what it looks like, or you haven't opened your bag that came with it, look away. Okay, so this is the bag that I got. Isn't it pretty? And inside here I did, oops, each day I opened a mini, I did 8 rows of a sock on both socks. So that's the first sock. They're actually identical. That's the first one. There's such pretty colours, isn't it? My heart's gone to spring, even if the weather hasn't. We have a storm here again today. So this is the other one. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. So I've got 2 socks. And that's as far as I got on individual colours. So I need to do another 2 8-row sections and then the toe. So I'm probably going to start, so it'll be that one, and then the toe would be in that one. So yeah, so that'll be 1 8-row section, the yellow, that'll go next. Then it'll be the pink, and then the pink and green will be the toe. Whether I have enough to do that on both, I don't know, so they may have different toes, but we will see. Or I may do 4 rows and do 6. That would work too. Oh, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I'm absolutely in love with them. They're so pretty. I love that green on the heels. A little stitch marker came with the set too. There was also a needle case, which I don't think I've got to show, but would be really sensible to keep my needle in, and a candle, a picture, little snippets of films, and like little sayings from little snippets of films, and what else was there, and a lavender bag. It's a really lovely set. I love Sherry sets, they're so gorgeous. And also I get lots of lovely little things to put in my journal as well, which is where all the other bits and pieces are. Right, so I think that's it for socks. Yeah, that's day 1 socks. Day 2 is shawl day, and I have a finished object. I finished my Land of Sweets cowl in my advent set from Woolly Goodness Yarns. Oh, I'm sorry, this is blowing out. I have such bad lighting today. It's so pretty. Now that colour there, that red there, and that green, I have pulled out to go in my Christmas blanket. It's so lovely. And that one. And that one, which is a multicoloured one. So this was the order with which they came out in the advent. I haven't blocked this yet, which is why it's a bit wiggly on the edges. I need to block it, but my blocking table has a load of bits and pieces on it which I need to remove first. But yeah, I am so pleased with this. So next up is my shawl that's hanging out in my dandelion and dogwood bag, which I absolutely adore. And it's my Maytham shawl, which is a pattern by Curious Handmade, part of the Shawl Society, not from last year, I think it was the year before. And it's been a long-term project. This is in Toad Hollow yarn, which is that one there. This is my next colour in, this is Lallybrock. These are all Outlander colourways. This one, I kept the ball band in the middle so I could tell you what one I'm on. Wild Mountain Time is my next one, the one I'm working with at the moment, which is beautiful blue. I do like their colours. And this is what it's looking like. So I'm on the lace section, as you can see by all my stitch markers. It's the only way I can get lace to work for me. And I love it. I've done different colours on different sections, and then that green will finish off the big section at the end. So these are all 50 grams, and then this one was 100 grams. Yeah, and I love it. I've had a bit of a disaster with Maytham shawls. I really want this as a finished object, but I lost one. Right. Yeah, so I've had a bit of a disaster with Maytham shawls. I lost one, and I've still not found it, and I've done some deep clearing up this weekend, or last weekend, and I still haven't found it, so I have no idea where that shawl went, which is really annoying because it was in the original colours by Hedgerow Yarns. It's really pretty and I really wanted it, but yeah, hopefully one day it will turn up. But for the moment, this is my new one. And I've got the hang of the lace now, which is good. So hopefully I won't be too long on this lace section. And yeah, I love it. It's not a project I can take out and about because I don't know the pattern that well. But I'm really pleased that I'm back to it, and I'd love it to have it for the summer. So that is my work in progress at the moment for Shawl Day. Fingers crossed I will actually get to living in a needle cozy by Busy Pottering. Fingers crossed I will get to finish it and not lose it like the other one. So sad. It's also in my hedgehog bag by Busy Pottering. So yeah, not only have I lost the shawl, I've lost the bag, which I'm really upset about. But yeah, that's my Maytham shawl. So that's day 2, Shawl Day. So day 3 is Garment Day, and that's hanging out in my Seaside bag by Busy Pottering. And it is my Ingrid Sweater, which is a pattern by Isabel Kramer. And it looks something like, let's see if I've got, there we go, something like that. Isabel uses more colours in her colour work than I've used because this is deep stash, and I went with what I had, but it worked really well. I'm really pleased with that. So this is the top, excuse all the ends. Ooh, okay, apparently I'm not doing this very well today. There we go, that's the top. And then I have done all the body, and I am on, I've done the, okay, I've done the colour work at the bottom. Here's loads of little hearts, which I love the little hearts colour work. And I am on the rib. I have 3 rows of rib to do, and then I'm casting off the body. And then I have 2 sleeves and I'm done. So this has very much been a labour of love. I've loved working on this project. Yes, it's taken some time, but I am nearly there. And last time you saw it, I was where the little piggy is, which is from Corner of Craft. And I've done the rest of that bit of the body, the colour work, and yeah, now I'm on the ribbing. So I'm really, really, really pleased with it. And I cannot wait to be wearing it on the podcast. It's going to be awesome. It's quite long. It's a bit longer than I was expecting it to be when it finished, but yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's a commercial yarn. It's by Serdar, and it's their Sublime range. It's a DK, and it's Sublime Merino Silk Cashmere DK, and it did colour work far better than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be a bit slippery for colour work, but it really is not. It's yeah, it's beautiful. It's laying flat. It's not puckering. It's really good. I'm really pleased with it. I'm using just some Knit Pro needles. What are these called? That's gone out of my head, but you'll know them. Apparently I've bent these ones. Oops. I didn't realise my tension was that bad. Oh dear. But yeah. They're not Symphony, are they? Because Symphony are the wooden ones. Are they Zings? I think they're Knit Pro Zings. Go with those. And I have no idea what size they are, because oh no, they're 4mm. I do it on a 4mm, which I think is the size smaller than the pattern called for, but I got gauge. I'm absolutely bang on gauge, which is really unusual for me, but I am absolutely bang on gauge. I've done that twice now on a garment. Maybe my attention's improving. But yeah, I love that. So I'm hoping that next time you see this, I will have at least cast off the body. Let's work this out. When is, it was Garment Day yesterday, so what was yesterday? Yesterday it was Thursday. Garment Day, yeah, so it's a Wednesday. I will hopefully have time in the evening, Wednesday evening, to do that, so I may get that cast off for the next podcast. that'll be cool. I keep looking that way because I hear something at the door, but I think it must be a cat scratching to come in. So that's day 3, garment day. So day 4 is crochet day, and that is hanging out in my Bags by Awesome Granny bag. And this is my Friendship Giant Granny Square. Which, ooh, I don't know how much I did on. I need to find my progress keeper to find out how much I did. Where's my progress keeper? That's my one that's keeping my stitch in place. There should be another one. Oh, and that's my crochet hook that's stuck to it. And yep, I have no idea where my, there it is, my little unicorn. So that's how much I did. I've done 1, 2, I've done 3 rounds. Actually, that's quite good for this because it's quite long to get round now. Now I am using all the minis I got from Christmas in a Christmas advent that myself, Laura of the Lonely Knitter podcast, and Katie, our lovely moderator, did. We swapped advents. And then I've got a 12 days of Christmas, which the lovely Jenny of Woolly Goodness did for me. So I'm going to put all of those into this, and then when they're all in this, I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to add to it next Christmas and do the same thing again. So day 4 at that point will change. I want to make a pair of mitts for my friend for Christmas, and I have a new baby that's going to arrive in July, who is one of my daughter's friends is expecting a little baby, so I am going to be knitting her all the things. So that day 4 will become baby knits and mitten knitting until they're done, and then I will put my Battenberg blanket back into rotation, which is very much a summer project. So that's my plans for that, which I'm really excited about. Now I have got, this is what I've got left. I've got the rest of these to go. That one is going in my Christmas box in a moment. I've got the rest of these ones to go. I've got these, and I've got a couple more that aren't in here, which are my 12 days of Christmas. And then I'm done. And today actually is crochet day, so I'm going to have a whip round that today. Obviously not taking that with me this evening because, you know, that wouldn't work. So I'm going to take socks with me this evening. But yes, I should get a fair amount of that done while I'm editing this. So that is my, I didn't really show that to you, did I? I suddenly realised I'm putting it back. That's what I've done. There we go. So pretty. So pleased with it. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing with that at the moment. And as I said, once that's done, I will put it away until Christmas and then do it again. And then hopefully, the plan is come December that when I open them, I will, because we're swapping again, when I open them, I will actually add it straight to the blanket rather than doing it in one big lump after Christmas. But I hadn't thought of that in Advent this year. So that's day 4, crochet day. Day 5 is Mystery Blanket Day. Now this is a mystery blanket by Debbie Abrahams. And this is 2019's mystery blanket. And basically it's a club that Debbie runs. It's a year-long knit-along, and you get mystery squares, so you don't really know what it's going to look like until kind of the end. You get an idea. And I was, I believe, halfway through that one the last time I showed you. So I finished that one, and then I'm halfway through a Fair Isle square. She's so pretty. Now, do you remember last time I podcast, I said to you I'd lost the remainder of this yarn? I found it. So I am well and truly wrapping up on this one now. I want to get this done. And tomorrow is Mystery Blanket Day, which means I actually get a Saturday. And because I'm going out tonight, that probably means that I will need a quieter day tomorrow because my knees won't be great. So I'm planning on at least finishing this square. That would be good. And hopefully getting the next square done. But I'm so pleased with it. It's going to be such a pretty winter blanket, and then once I get it done I'm going to keep it for Christmas, because it's definitely got a Christmas theme going on. I mean, they are, what are these? These are Christmas bells. Well, they're bells and hearts, aren't they? Yeah, so they're bells. Can you see that? That's a bell, and then that's a heart. But they're Christmas ornaments, so they're hanging from a garland, and the garland's got little beads in it. So yeah, really pleased with this. I cannot wait. Actually, I need to block that as well. That's something else I need to block once I get my mats back and sorted out post Christmas. I had to move, well, we need the table for Christmas dinner, so obviously I had to move my blocking mats, but I haven't gotten back yet since then. But it's quite convenient. I tend to just leave the table with the blocking mats on it, and you can just put stuff on them. I'm not precious about blocking mats, but I haven't done that yet. But it's great because you can just block as you go. Anyway, that's day 5, Mystery Blanket Day. Day 6 is Scrappy Projects, and that's hanging out in a So Sweet Violet bag. And this is my habitation throw, which is a throw by Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart, from Knit Vent last year, and it's beautiful. Now, I didn't get to do much on Scrappy Project Day this week, which you will see, this will be the project that didn't get much love. I was there, so I've just done that. I haven't even gone into a new colour, I'm still on the green. It's really pretty though. Now, my yarn I'm using, which I totally forgot to say last week, is my Advent from Lay Family Yarns, who, if you are watching this, will have put up pre-orders today for their Advents for 2020. I believe it's Sunday. Let me just double check. I think it's Sunday at 10 o'clock it goes on. So it should be, if I go up at 11 as normal, yes, it's 10 o'clock on to, so the day you see this, which should be Sunday, and it's gone up at 10 o'clock today for pre-orders. So that's the Lay Family Yarn Advent, and it's really pretty. And this is my blanket so far. Right, so I just got interrupted and I have absolutely no idea where I was, but I was showing you I'd got to there, and I'm doing yeah. So this is it. It's so pretty, so pretty. I love these colours. So this was the 2019 Lay Family Yarn Advent. Dyed by my yarn bestie Kelly. It was absolutely beautiful. And as I said, their 2020 Advent should be up as you watch this. So if you hop over to Lay Family Yarn website, then there are pre-order slots on there, if there are any left by now. I'm hoping I will have already done this by the time you see this. And I'm using Higher bamboos, which I actually really love these. Yeah, I like the licky needles, but I think these I might like these a bit more. So yeah, right, so that is day 6 Scrappy Project Day. Okay, so that's the end of the rotation part. As well as doing a project today, I do a square a day on my Cozy Memory blanket, and that is hanging it out in my other seaside bag by Busy Pottering. So I absolutely adore, I love this bag. And I have got loads to show on this, I'm really sorry. So this is how far I've got. I am bang up to date on squares. I've even done this morning's. However, I'm not bang up to date on showing the squares. So let's see if we can work out where we were. So that's Eden Cottage. That's Forest Fibre Arts. That's Eden Cottage. That's Forest Fibre Arts. Then we're going into the green Eden Cottage. Forest Fibre Arts. And then Eden Cottage. And then going around this side, Forest Fibre Arts, Eden Cottage. It's having a bit of a dark session now, this blanket. Forest Fibre Arts, Eden Cottage, Forest Fibre Arts, Eden Cottage, Forest Fibre Arts. Now this is a new set. This is Leading Men Fibre Arts, Eden Cottage, and another Leading Men there. So again, it's quite dark colours at the moment, and then it'll go hopefully back into light colours again. But I love it, absolutely love it. And I'm quite glad I got to show it today because I'm running out of stitch markers. I need to reclaim my stitch markers. So that's as far as I have got on my Cozy Memory blanket. So long-term viewers will know, occasionally I dabble in embroidery. I'm not very good. I am a brand new beginner. This is temporarily hanging out in this bag, which is made with Cath Kidston fabric, and it's actually my guide plate bag. I need to find a proper bag for it, but it was what I had to hand and was empty at the time. Now I am doing, find it, I didn't leave it to you. It's called the Spring Tree Mini Embroidery Kit by the Stitchery. And as I said, I'm brand new, but I'm actually really, really proud of what I've managed to do, to be honest. I'm making this for a friend. I don't mind showing it because she doesn't know it's for her yet. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased. This was a new to me stitch. I'd never done a split stitch before. I really enjoyed it, and then the rest of it is French knots, which I have done before. I wasn't very good at it, but I watched a tutorial, and yeah, now I get them. And what I'm really proud about is that the back isn't a huge mess either. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not a huge mess. It kind of looks a bit like a tree. So yeah, that's my embroidery. It's literally lots and lots of French knots now. It was inspired by the fact that my cherry tree is in blossom at the moment, which I will put some video of a nicer day than today on the end. But yeah, I love that. So pretty. I was going to make it into a wall hanging and then gift it to a friend. Yeah, that's the Stitchery. And it's just literally a mini kit. It's really sweet. So I've done some of that this week. Please bear in mind if it seems like I've got lots that I've done, that I have, this is over 2 weeks, not just 1 week. I don't normally get this amount done. And one of those weeks was half term, so I didn't have guides and brownies. So, happy mail. Isn't so much happy mail as acquisitions this week, because I went to Unravel on Sunday. I had a great time and met up with loads of people. It was fab. So some of this is my Unravel purchases and some of this is a little bit of mail. So let's start with just no order whatsoever, it's just coming out of the bag next to me. I got this, which is Wild About Weaving. Here we go, that's the details of the website. And when it's made up, it's going to look like that, which is a tree. It's a tree weaving kit. Now, I have a loom, and so far I haven't gone anywhere near it. I'm absolutely terrified of it, which is really silly. So I thought I would have a go at making a tree. And I'm making that one, the autumn tree kit, that one there. And it comes with everything you need, including the frame, the yarn, and the warp, and a little flyer, little shuttle. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go, but I'm going to save it for a day when I've got a day to craft, and then I'm hoping that if I get this done and it's successful, I might actually start using my Richard Heddle loom, because if I don't, I need to sell it because it's ridiculous. It's just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. So I bought that at Unravel, and then the rest of my Unravel purchases are I'm actually sitting here going, well, this is all my Unravel yarn. What's in the Unravel bag? Okay, so I've got a couple of minis from Dusty Dimples, a couple of mini sets, and I want to grab out that one for my Christmas blanket, possibly that one too, and that one there is going to be for my Christmas blanket, and then I'm going to mix and match the rest of the ones that I've got for another set for a giveaway. So that's my Dusty Dimples ones. I've got a full skein from Dusty, which just kept yelling at me. It wants to be socks. I'm really sorry about my cat in the background. This wants to be socks, so I shall make this into socks at some point. I got a load of minis from John Arbon, which are, here we go. This will be next on my shawl day. This will be my next project, and I've got that one, that one, that one. I have loads of minis. Here we go. So that's set there. And this is going to be a scarf for my lovely eldest daughter Katie, who very kindly took me to Unravel, who very rarely requests knitwear, but fell in love with a scarf. Now, if I've got it, I have. I can show you which scarf it is. This is from their annual from last time. There is another annual coming out. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, that's it. It's the Cuthbert by Frances Hughes, and it's that one, and she wanted that version, so we've got it exactly as is in there, so she wants me to do that one. So there, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be great fun. I'm missing one of the colours, just they had to say they didn't have one of the colours, so they're going to send that to me. But I'm really pleased with that, and hopefully she'll really enjoy it. So that was one. Then I bought some beautiful little cards. Now these are from www.cbceramics.co.uk. I'll show you the back. There we go. And basically they're cards, but this bit here is done on ceramic. I just did buttons and jewellery, and they're absolutely beautiful. So I've got a butterfly, a bird, a penguin, that one might be for my middle daughter, and a robin. They're absolutely beautiful. Really like them, and they're a real bargain because they're £4 for £10, which I thought was really good for such beautiful cards. So I've got those. What else have I got in here? King Fibres were doing a spin the roulette wheel for a £5 and win yarn, and that's the yarn I won. Let's take it out of that because that is really blowing out, isn't it? And so there's 2 of that colour and 1 of that colour, and these are 50g skeins and would make absolutely fantastic jelly roll socks, and to be honest are completely my youngest daughter colours, so I will probably make some jelly rolls for her out of those. It's really lovely. It's their 75/25 merino nylon. It's really soft but really pretty, really rich colours. So that's that one, and as I said, I won that one. And then I think that's it, minus a couple of pins. So that's it at the bottom. I've got that as well, which is the Unravel bag for this year. Last year's was black, this year's grey. And I couldn't not have a trip to Vicky of West Green Loft Yarns. and this is maple sugar, which I just thought this so pretty. I love this. And then some minis as well, because we all know how much I love West Green Loft Yarn minis. It's really pretty. And then this one. So that's going to go in my really pretty mini stash. And then I got a Whistle Bear pin, an Unravel patch to go on my camp blanket, and one for Katie too. And last but not least, I got some beads, because one of my, on my Debbie Abraham's mystery blanket, I've lost a set of beads. I've lost, it's either that colour or that colour, I'm not too sure which colour I've lost. So I bought both, and then I've got some more of the pink ones, which I use a lot of in there, just in case I run out of that one. They're really pretty. And these were for moon beads. So that's my Unravel haul. Then I also got, this is actual stuff I bought. When I went to Unravel, I met up with Laura of the Lonely Knitter podcast and Charlie of Needle Soup Yarns, and they were both knitting on a sock in Charlie's self-striping, and I fell in love with this colourway. So I bought this one off of Charlie while I was there. I love it, it's really pretty. And I also got a Cadbury's cream egg, because I missed out on this last year. Corner of Craft stitch marker. I didn't get one last year, I managed to get one this year. It's like, yay! So in the mail, I got my Flower Power Fund yarn minis from Giddy Yarns. It's really pretty, which is the Crocus colourway. And it's so lovely, so pretty. Absolutely adore them. So that's Giddy Yarns, and that was for February's Flower Power yarn. March's will be out on Sunday. As you watch this, March's will be out. So last but not least, I had a lovely package from Mandy, who's Solo Knitter on Instagram. Real sweet, really sweet person. I met her at Kelly Willow Family Yarns launch of her shop, and she sent me a little package, and I've got a foot mask, some tea, and she very kindly bought something from me in my D-stash, and then split it with me and sent it back. So she's got half and I've got half, so that's going in my cozy memory blanket because it's a friendship. And then also there's a lovely little sock, which I absolutely adore this sock. Oh, I'm gonna stop so I can do it. There we go. Sock progress keeper. How cute is that? So thank you for that, Mandy. That's so cute. I need to message you. I've had such a week, I've forgotten to do that. I need to do that in a minute. But yeah, thank you. I was really pleased. So I've got some minis to go in my cozy memory blanket. Right, so that's it for acquisitions. Wow, that was, I mean, I think if you look at my Unravel haul from last year, my Unravel haul from this year is much more sedate. I actually came back with money. Wow. So next week, unless any of the clubs turn up, I don't think I've got anything that's due. I can't think I've ordered anything. Famous last words. I have got an embroidery kit coming actually from the stitchery. I don't know if that'll be here there in time. So that's it. So life stuff. It's been a busy week. It always is. I've just been working guides and brownies. We did yoga at Brownies last night, which was really sweet. It's very sweet watching them do the yoga. And then tonight I'm going to go and see the Prince of Egypt. That's what I'm going to go and see. My father-in-law went a couple of nights ago and got a programme, which I'm really looking forward to. It was a Christmas present from my middle daughter to all of us. So we're going up to London tonight. So that'll be nice. It's the weather is really horrible. I'm going out tonight. I am going to have a quiet day tomorrow because I am going to be sore from tonight. And I am in the middle at the moment of tidying up the lounge. And I want to do something with this bit here behind me. I have a shelving unit in the shed. It's a beautiful pine shelving unit that we've never got around to putting up, and I'm thinking of asking if I can have it up there. I think that would be a nice place to have it, and then I could put bits on it from behind me. I mean, the idea is eventually I will podcast from the craft room, but my big problem with that at the moment is because my knees are so bad, going up and downstairs is the most painful part. And if I'm podcasting upstairs and I have to come down if there's delivery or a query, I'm just killing my knees. So doing it down here works better for me for the moment. So I'm thinking I might try and get a backdrop behind me. And then, so I'm tidying up. Now, I've got a shocking story. On Saturday, I'm tidying up and I've got a sideboard which is up that end. It matches this. So this that's here, it has a matching sideboard over that end. If you watch my Vlogmas, it's got my television on it. Inside that sideboard is just, or was, I should say, just where things get stuffed. Hadn't really realised that one of the things that had got stuffed was lots of yarn. I knew I had my commercial sock yarn in there because that's where I'd put it, but I didn't realise that other things had gone in there. One of which is a sweater's quantity of DK Indie dyed yarn, which is from Ravelry Dye Yarns. I must have bought that about 3 years ago. Don't actually remember buying it, but that's when it must have been. And I have enough yarn and it's beautiful. It's beautiful blue. Actually, bear with, I have got it. Here we go, I've got it. It's called Peacock Feathers. Look at that, isn't that lovely? I have 5 skeins of this. And it's, yeah, Ravelry Dye Yarns. And it's got to be the first, well, it's going to be my first ever indie dyed sweater quantity, that's for sure. It's 100% superwash merino, it's 100 grams DK. This is going to be another understated because that would be perfect. And then I think what I'm going to use my pink sweater quantity of Dusty Dimples I got from Waltham Abbey, I'm going to use that for a Whitmore sweater, which is the new pattern from Amy of Little Tailoress Studios. So then I'm going to do a Whitmore with that and do, because I can't do that, I can't hold it with mohair. I'm going to do a DK version of it, which there is a DK version. So I'm going to use that for the Whitmore and use that for another understated. So my sweater queue is, I'm probably going to do the Whitmore next. I might not actually, I might do the understated because I already have the pattern for the understated, where I don't for the Whitmore, I'd have to buy that. I'm trying not to buy anything at the moment. We'll see. This is so pretty. I'm really looking forward to making this. I love it. However, how shocking is that you can have an entire sweater quantity of yarn that you've completely forgotten you own, which is why I'm trying not to buy anything else. Clubs are an exception to that rule, and are yarn shows. But yeah, that kind of shocked me a little bit, but it more shocked me that I'm that disorganised. So I am currently organising my space in the lounge. I want to, there's a very, very messy shelving unit over that side, over there, which I very carefully try to keep off camera, which I want to organise so that I can put the stuff that we need, not that we need, but that we keep in the lounge, like board games, can go over there. So I need to get that sorted out. And then the stuff that's behind me, I don't know how much you can see on the floor, that won't be there, that will be moved to the sideboard, which is where I was going with the sideboard idea. So that's going in the sideboard, so all my project bags and everything that I keep in the lounge can go in the sideboard. And then that I want to have my spinning wheel and my chair that goes to my spinning wheel behind me, so that I can spin, because again, because of my knee, I don't go upstairs. By the time I've gone upstairs, to spin, I can then no longer spin because my knee hurts. So I want to bring my spinning wheel downstairs. But yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm reorganising, so that's my weekend. My weekend hopefully is going to be reorganising. Anyway, I think that's it. I think I've gone on. I think this is about to cut off on me, and this will be the 3rd time, so that's at least an hour and a half. I need to get on with this. Right, so I'm going to say goodbye. So take care. I hope you all have a great week wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you next week.